Now, I do have to say beforehand that if I hit a button and don't show you what I think I'm going to, it's because I have some of my studio set up here, but I don't have it all. And I had to rearrange the buttons on the controller. It is warm here tonight, especially standing in front of the grill. And I just realized I had the wrong camera going. So let's look again. Should be able to cook these for 2 or 3 minutes on a side and then turn them over, brush them with barbecue sauce, and then cook them till they're done. And while they're finishing up the last couple of minutes, we're going to put barbecue sauce. And I just realized I don't have any chat that I can see. Let me see if I can fix that quickly. Okay, I need to get closer to the computer. Okay, we've got chat going. I really can't see it very well. Let me see if I can bring it out to the side and make it. Hang on. Okay, let me try that again. I should be able to bring the chat dock over and then expand it. Now I can. I am. I am looking at it through a Windows screen, so I can't see it very well. Ow. I might wish I had some tongs. Oh, I should mention while these are cooking that one of the things you want to do when you're doing this is make sure that your grill is kind of clean. So what we're going to do now is take a look at a tip. What do you do if you want to grill? Your grill's a mess and you don't have a grill brush. You get some tin foil, you crunch it into a ball, you get your tongs. I could have made a bigger ball. And then you clean your grill with it. It makes a really good cleaner. Sometimes it's better than the brush. You can see it does clean the grill. And that's the first tip of the day. Now I do have tongs. Uh, they were brought out to me. So let's open some barbecue sauce. The other thing you want to make sure you do when you're going to cook pinchos on the grill is prepare the skewers. Before using wooden skewers on a grill, we must first soak them in water for at least 30 to 45 minutes. Cover them with water and then cover them with a paper towel to hold them down. That'll keep them wet and they won't burn in the grill. Okay. Now it's really important that you do soak them. If you don't, they're going to burn up, and if they burn up, you can't pick the pinchos up. Okay, let's take a look. I'm totally unfamiliar with this grill. Now you will notice I'm a little more awkward tonight than normal because it's a remote setup that I'm not familiar with. We do have a new feature tonight, as a matter of fact, that I'll show you later. Um, it's kind of related to things we've done in the past, but it's just a little more formalized than it was before. It is really good. Come on out. My grandson, Bronson. You probably want to come over this way. Okay, let's take another look here. These are the controls. This is the timer that starts it. This is the front cam, back cam. This is my commercial. These are the two tips, and that's the feature, and we'll figure out the other buttons. All right, what camera am I on? Let's make sure we're on this one. That's chicken. That's pork. That's chicken. And the pork is cooking faster than the chicken, which I wouldn't have thought. I really would have thought the chicken would cook faster, but it's sure not. All right, let's put a couple more chickens on just because they cook slower. And I guess on the other end, we might as well put a pork or 10. Yeah, might as well. So you have a Gringo baker apron. Hmm? Good. Come back in front of the camera. Okay. Bronson's all skun up. He has a e-bike that he's learning to do tricks on.
Oh yeah, I got an e-bike that I love and I ride it every day. And thank you for having me out here, Papa.
I'll come on back out anytime. Okay, let's put a little barbecue sauce on some of these. This is my favorite barbecue sauce for these. It's Sweet Baby Ray's, sweet and spicy, and it's good stuff. Wish I had a brush about 2 feet long, though. My fingers are getting a little bit too warm here. Everybody in the house is getting kind of anxious for these because this is their dinner. It's mine too, but I typically end up waiting for mine until the show is done. Okay, let's take a look again. We might want to turn these over. And we'll sauce up the other side. Hey, Bronson, come back out. I got a job for you. You can keep track of the chat for me and tell me what anybody says because I can't read it. It's this window to the top right.
Hey, Bronson, styling that apron seems so good.
It sounds like something your dad typed. I don't know what the temperature is. Oh, yeah, right there. 97? Feels like my kitchen. Also, we're going to need a plate for some pinchos. I think we're ready for it. Okay, here comes the plate. How come you took the apron off? How come you have a How come you have a sweatshirt on it? That these two are pork. These two are chicken. Whew. Ooh, that one almost hit the deck. Literally. Here, you can hold this. Not until these two garlic breads are done. This one's ready. Uh, Not immediately. It's hot out here. What camera am I on? Now I'm on the one I wanted to be on. Okay, here you go. Hello, Solange. You coming out? Come say hi. That camera behind you. This, dear viewers, is my lovely wife, Solange. She's a younger lady than me. I was cradle robbing. You can say hi.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for support the Gringo Baker.
Okay, now you go have a pincho. Well, I want you to know that nobody's more surprised than I am that Solange decided to be on camera. That's the first time ever. Wow, those are hot. I do have to say I like these tongs. I hate the ones that have silicone pads on them. Now, even with soaking these sticks are mostly burned through. Thanks. Okay, now wipe a little humidity off. I think we can brush some sauce on these three. Then we can turn them over. Close the lid for a couple seconds and come back to the main camera. I'm like burning my hand here. Now you may have noticed that I'm using a different microphone tonight. This one was provided to me for me to test. So far, I'm pretty happy with it. I don't know if it sounds normal to you guys or not, but my wife says it does. Well, Brett, how is it? Ooh, that good, huh? All right, let's put more bread on the grill then. Since where we got people asking for it. All right, I'm gonna try to figure out which one of these, and I don't know. I'm not sure at all that it's on there. I did a video last night of making the garlic butter, and in a minute, I'll see if I can find it. Now, this garlic bread is not the traditional Puerto Rican garlic bread. It it's actually French bread because here in Jupiter, Florida, we can't buy the Puerto Rican bread, which is called pan de agua, which actually literally means water bread. I think we're ready for another plate there, people. Oh, both? Good. These three are all chicken. My hand is sweating on this metal tong. Okay. So most of the pinchos have gone in the house at this point. So we'll pull these out. Now, if you've never watched my show before, you should know that it's really not too formal. It's conversational, laid back, and usually some kind of organized chaos. Now, in my studio, I have a large monitor on the wall, so I can watch all of this. But here, I do not have that. And I really can't see much of anything that's going on. Whew. All right, let me show you my weekly Buy Me a Coffee ad. Are you enjoying the show? If you are, you can be a Gringo backer and support the show by buying me a cup of coffee. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you. Okay. And I don't always explain that fully. As most of you know, I don't get a cent from YouTube. I've got enough subscribers, but I'm way down on the required number of watch hours. And so I'm not getting monetized from them. So any donation you do make buys upgraded equipment. And like this controller pad, this little controller right here, switches all the camera feeds, and it's too small at this point. There's like the garlic bread video, I don't see that I have it on there because there's not enough buttons. All right, let's do a little more barbecue sauce. And while these are finishing up, let's do our small channel of the week.
Hi, come on in. My name is Ksenia Prince, and welcome to my world at the Immigrants Table.
At the Immigrant's Table is a healthy food blog with internationally inspired recipes for adventurous home cooks. I like to cook Middle Eastern, Russian, and Colombian-inspired food, all with a healthy twist. And in case you're wondering where the Colombian comes from, I happen to be married to a Colombian man from Bogota who brings his little Latin flair into my kitchen. We have 2 young children, and we live in the beautiful city of Montreal, Canada. I'm sure you're going to find something to love in our kitchen.
Okay. And that's the, okay. That's the feature of the week. Now, if you have a small channel yourself or know of one that you'd like us to feature, send me an email at the elgringobaker@gmail.com. I can really talk, I swear. elgringobaker@gmail.com. It's a little more difficult tonight because I'm talking in my ear at the same time I'm talking to you, but it's about a second behind. I'm really pleased that my wife says these are really good because sometimes she's a little fussy about the pinchos that I make. But this is a new recipe tonight, and apparently it's a big hit there in the house. And they don't know it, but I only have 2 pieces of garlic bread left, and they're not coming in there. Those are mine because there's no more of this bread left. But there's more pinchos, so somebody could come get them. I have more of these still in the refrigerator to cook. I don't see anybody rushing out here. Okay. And the grill's off. Okay, let's see what I got. All right, when you like them? Good. Um, Now we start making these. Hopefully, this video right here. Okay, I've already added 3 tablespoons of sofrito and a tablespoon of olive oil and a tablespoon of vinegar, and now I'm adding a tablespoon of adobo and a teaspoon of oregano, and then we're going to add a tablespoon. Okay. If you guys need more pinchos, stick them on sticks and bring them out.
What is this?
I think there's a couple of chicken and mostly pork. Whew. It really is hot out here. And also, I just realized I have no idea what time it is. Okay, it's just a little bit after 7. It was supposed to be thunderstorms right now. So we have this little tent up, and the electronics are in the lanai behind screened walls. If you've never tried to read about a 24-inch monitor from 7-8 feet away through a window screen, I don't recommend it much. My grandson could come back out and read some chat for me when he's done eating. Would be greatly appreciated. Okay, I have another new feature. This is called Myth or Fact. And I'm going to see if I can figure out what's up with the sound on the making the marinade and all of that while this plays. So let's give this a shot. Before I started this, I used this
I'm not hearing that
cup,
sound
and I
either.
spooned 3 cups, one at a time, into this, making sure it was level with the 1 cup mark
Oh, I
each
see.
time. So theoretically, we have 3 cups in this bowl. Much the same as we did before with scooping and spooning, we're going to then spoon it into a dry measure cup. And we're going to make sure we fill all the holes as we spoon it in here. And I have not tried this before, so I don't really know what the difference is going to be. But I think there's going to be a difference. And then we level it off. And we dump it into another bowl. So let's see. That's 2. And I can tell you there is a lot more than a cup of flour in here. And that's 3. And we have this much flour left. So let's just spoon that over to our cup. I wouldn't be surprised if this is a whole extra cup. Nope, it's not an extra cup, but it's certainly at least 3/4 of a cup more flour than if we had used this cup in the first place. Kind of means to me you should not use one of these cups to measure dry ingredients. As I'm sure you've heard, extra flour is just going to dry your food out, make it dense, make it heavy. So you don't want that. Use a dry cup when you're measuring dry things. Okay. So you can see that's our new feature. We're going to be doing that every week. And the different myths that we think of, we'll show, or the different facts that we want to prove. Okay, so let me catch up on chat just a little bit. The last question I know of is, where's Bronson?
I'm right here, everyone.
He's back, but he's in so he can see the chat for me.
I'm looking at the chat, everyone.
I can scroll that back a little bit. So if you see a thing, yeah, let's try it again in English. If you see a question I should respond to, let me know.
Are you going to sample the pinchos?
I am not going to sample the pinchos at this time. I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 more or less grown-ups. Bronson's the biggest of the young. And then there's a 4-year-old who I think was also eating them. And everybody said they loved them. I don't know if you heard Bronson, but he said, I love them. They're great. They're really good. So that recipe is definitely going to be a keeper. And speaking of that, I was going to type it into the description of this, but I did not. It will be in the description of the replay, and it will be there probably tomorrow. YouTube doesn't let me do much with that before a day or two. That's why sometimes if you watch them too quickly, you'll see the whole 10-minute countdown at the beginning. And sometimes you'll see 8 seconds or 5 seconds, whatever. So, hey, listen, I got a special treat here. Come over. Look right here. Let me pick you up. This is my grandson, Emerson. He is the youngest one. Say hi. How old are you? You're not 3. 4, that's right. And you're heavy, you know that? Especially when you're moving. But you're tall enough for people to see you. Yeah. How tall are you? You're getting bigger all the time. That's for sure. And you have big muscles, right?
Yeah, show them your muscles.
Come over here and show everybody your muscles. I'm going on Saturday, but I'm not going on Saturday. Okay. All right. So I did find out what happened to the sound in the OBS, the broadcasting app. There is a setting for me to hear the sound or not, and I had it shut off. I believe you were hearing it, and I was not. So let's try the the mixing the stuff up again. Nope. Okay, I've already added 3 tablespoons of sofrito and a tablespoon of olive oil and a tablespoon of vinegar, and now I'm adding a tablespoon of adobo and a teaspoon of oregano, and then we're going to add a tablespoon of adobo, and then a tablespoon of soy sauce. We're going to add a teaspoon of mustard. Mustard adds a little spiciness, and then we're going to add uh, a whole packet of sazon with achote. I don't know how you pronounce that. Stir it all up. Now we're going to add garlic. There should be 5 cloves, but we're using minced, so it's 1 teaspoon per clove, and I only have a half teaspoon measure. So, and I'm heaping them up a little, so I'm going with 8. Then we're going to cut up our pork. In this case, this is a small roast pork shoulder with the bone in, which is causing me to cut it up in some strange pieces. And we're going to cut the skin and fat off the back of it. And we're going to chunk it up into some bigger pieces to try to get as much off the bone as we can, which turned out to be more difficult than I thought it was going to be. I probably would have bought a different cut of meat if I'd realized how difficult this was going to be. I also ended up with more meat than I really need. Try to cut it into pieces that are somewhat uniform so that when you actually put them on the skewers, you can make them, the skewers have meat that's all the same size chunks, so they cook pretty evenly. And that's it for the pork. Now we're just going to stir that up so that every piece of meat gets very covered with the marinade, which is not a very liquid marinade, I might say. The recipe I've used in the past is quite liquid. Now I'm going to do the same thing with chicken. I mixed up the same batch of marinade for the chicken and then cut up boneless chicken thighs. and mix them together. So now I have a bowl of pork and a bowl of chicken, which are the two options you get when you buy pinchos in Puerto Rico. Again, it's important to make sure that all the pieces are coated with the marinade because that's what's going to give this the real flavor. Try to flatten it out and knock out all the air spaces that you can. And then cover it tightly with a good quality plastic wrap. We need a good seal. This particular one is tough plastic wrap. Close it in tightly to the bowl. Pick it up, put it in the fridge. Okay, that was quickly how you make this marinade. But as I said, on the replay, there will be the recipe. And if you want to email me for the recipe, feel free to do that as well. And also, again, if I can say it this time, elgringobaker@gmail.com. Let me see what else we've got going. You guys in the chat could be asking questions. Oh, I know what I wanted to tell you. I wanted to tell you about next week's show. Next week's show, we will be making a birthday cake for someone very close to me. I don't, I kind of want to make it a surprise, so I'm not going to say who that is yet. But I will reveal who that is when we make the cake next week. In addition to making that cake, we'll also have it decorated. We'll also do our myth or fact. We'll do our small channel of the week. We'll do a couple of tips. There'll probably be a couple of pre-recorded segments. And we'll be back in Puerto Rico, where I would tell you it's probably going to be hotter, but it's 97 here. Oh, it's down to 90. I thought it felt cooler. There, I do have a fan. Here, I don't. I just saw the chat scroll, but I can't read it.
Oh, Wordsmith 19.6 said, I think I know.
Oh, yeah. You know who that is?
Who is it?
Linda.
Is it really Linda?
My sister Linda.
Oh, hi, Linda.
How many of those people on there do you know?
I think so. I know a lot. I know, I think I know. Who's DMET?
A friend of mine out in Louisiana,
Oh, okay.
who I have accused of living in Oklahoma before.
Oh,
She corrected me. How about, excuse me a second,
oh. Wow, that's a nice dip in temp. So hot.
Roland married to?
Oh, there's a lot.
Nope,
A lot.
nope.
Oh, I know who that is.
Roland married to.
Tata.
Huh?
Tata.
Yeah.
Hi, Tata.
Okay. I finished my Pepsi, and yes, that was a Pepsi, Cheryl. I've been working on it for about 3 hours, maybe longer. Yeah, that was a nice 7-degree drop in temperature, which I'm pretty thankful that it has not rained and it's not looking like it's going to. Fingers are still crossed. But we did take several precautions. The electronics are inside. The cameras are under the tent. We did put up the tent. So even if it had rained a little, we'd have been fine. Let me see.
7:17.
Okay. All right, now we're at that point again where I'm running out of stuff to say. This is where my wife starts putting the little hearts in the chat, which, unbeknownst to me, was supposed to be telling me to shut up, which would have been a great thing to know. She, she actually told me after the fact because I mentioned it, and she said, "Oh, that's me. That's because you're talking too much and you need to shut up." She's a she's a tough director. She's inside watching, and I suspect she's laughing.
Yeah.
I really can't hear what's going on in the house, and that's a good thing because you'd be hearing it too on this microphone. I'm very surprised with this microphone, as a matter of fact. It does sound good to me. It sits really comfortably in my ear. I wore it yesterday just to see how long I could wear it without it getting annoying, and I wore it for like 4 hours. Ah, it was pretty good. And it's a good thing I had it sent here because what I brought here, well, actually, I had something else sent here as a monitor too, and that requires that I plug in a wired earbud. However, that wired earbud is in Bayamon, Puerto Rico. It's a little far away. The wire is not that long.
Connected to Bluetooth.
I could connect to Bluetooth. That other monitor doesn't use Bluetooth, doesn't use Wi-Fi. It's UHF, I think, and it sounds really good. When I put your headphones on the other day, the sound is perfect. However, headphones would look stupider than this does. So there's something else there.
She said, Dimitri said, that is hilarious.
Yeah, she's pretty funny, but sometimes she thinks she's too funny, and several times she put herself in the hospital with an asthma attack laughing at me. That hasn't happened in a while, but it used to. Okay. Well, if nobody else has got anything that we should talk about for the next, oh, Bronson does.
What's your favorite part of working in the show? What's your favorite?
What's my favorite part of doing this show? Interacting with people. I just love talking. As you can tell, I love talking, and so I like talking to people. Uh, Cheryl Demetria, I talk to her and a few other people on Tuesdays and Fridays in a chat. Anyway, that's how she knows about this show. And I like the cooking, but mostly I like interacting with people.
Social aspect.
Hmm?
The social aspect of it.
Yeah, it's really a social event for me.
It's a good answer.
Plus, I get to eat some pretty good food. Like, I'm going to cook some more pinchos when this is over for me. And then I'm going to be able to tell you next week how good they were. Because everybody here has told me they're really good. In fact, my wife, who is Puerto Rican, used a Puerto Rican hand signal to tell me how good they are, which is so she came out specifically to do that. And I really appreciate her being on camera tonight. She has never been willing to do that before. And in some of my videos, I have had to do some pretty fancy editing to get her out of a picture. What does that say?
She says, Dimitri said, very cool. Those pictures do look good.
If everybody inside that house and Bronson tell me how good they are, then I can trust that nobody's lying.
I'm not lying. I ate 2 plates. I ate so much food.
Wow.
I ate 2 plates. I was so full.
And how was the garlic bread?
So good. It was like the herbs in it. It was just perfection. It was like so flavorful and it was like savory.
Was it pretty garlic heavy?
It was actually in the good in between.
Oh, good.
Still had those herbs to like come out that garlic, but it still had the garlic taste.
The weird, okay, not the weird thing. One of the weird things about me and my taste buds, if you ask me if I like garlic, I would probably tell you no. Because if there's a lot of it on like a steak or something, I really don't like it. And I love steak. In a restaurant one time, I ordered uh, steak tips. They were so heavy on garlic that I couldn't eat them. And I want you to know if I didn't eat steak tips, they were pretty heavy on something besides beef flavor. Anyway, with garlic bread, I've never had a garlic bread that had too much garlic on it. So this one, with 2 sticks of butter, has 12 cloves of garlic. Half of them are roasted and mashed, as you saw in that video, I think. Um, but you would think that would be pretty heavy on garlic flavored. But Bronson tells me it's perfect.
It is.
And he repeated, and it is. Okay, so I'm going to cut to the end scene, say goodnight, and see you all next week. Hope you have a good week. Hope everybody stays healthy. Everybody has a happy week. And at least one of you gets a chance to get out in the bus. Good night, everybody.
On the snowy hills where the pine trees stand tall, to a busy town where the Cokies call.